South Korea! Where are we going today? Let's see! Asan! Let's go! It's a cold, rainy day outside today, so Maverick can earn a very well-deserved rest. Good night, Mavie. Whoa, look at these guys. It's so windy and so hard to walk. This is the first episode of Korea Random Travel where we got really unlucky with the weather. The rain was coming down constantly the whole day long, but that didn't stop us enjoying a wonderful town. Path looks like it's probably like really old. Our first destination is Oeam Folk Village. I wonder what this village was used for. It looks very important. I wonder what is the rich tapestry of the place. It's a field trip village? I wonder what this thing is. To me, it looks like some kind of really old firefighter's cart. Like I can imagine the firefighters riding on this going, Nino, Nino. But I have no idea. If anybody knows, let me know. Whenever I come to these old places, I always admire the walls because the walls are so different everywhere we go. The Baekje-style walls in Puyo were very different to the walls in Gwangyang. And again, these walls are very different, made of stones. There were many interesting, fascinating-looking buildings in this area, and the thing that caught my eyes was, of course, a cow! Here is an area where you can play games, including the best game of all, Tuho! Of all the traditional Korean games, Tuho is definitely my go-to. Ho. Ah! Dinner's ready! As is becoming usual with this series, I got scared by some dolls. Whoa. And found these interesting looking things. Maybe it's a toilet. Here are a couple of teepees, which reminded me of when I used to live in a teepee.
How many foreigners do you think have ever been here?
Now 2. There was also another wishing well, similar to the one in Puyo. At the top of the hill, there were some tombs, which always creeps me out a little bit walking around. Ooh, I wonder how long this tomb has been here for. It must be hundreds, if not thousands of years old. It was put here in 2020. Eh? Next up was Sinjeong Lake Park, which has a giant owl on it. Don't ask me. So we can go to like the flower garden, the maze and all those things, or we can go this way and go to the management office, the car park and the toilet. Well, I know which way I'm going. This is also infested with snakes. This lake was huge and it took a long time to walk around it, so I'm going to show you a super speed, fast motion walking montage. Okay, done. As we were walking around, we could suddenly hear music, like classical music, coming from somewhere, but there was nowhere it could be coming from. Was it coming from across the lake, all the way over there? Was it coming from in the lake? Did somebody drop something in the lake? It was coming from this rock. This rock was actually a speaker. You can see it has a speaker grill in it. They had these speaker rocks all around the lake, and since this day, I can never look at a rock again without suspicion. It's literally affecting my everyday life. I walk to work in the morning, I'm looking at rocks like, are you a speaker? Jangmi Tunnel, this is the rose tunnel. That's why there are so many roses around. This is prime Korea. Yeah. Under construction. There was a tiny zoo at the lake, and by tiny, I mean the tiniest zoo ever. There was a demonic-looking goat just staring at me. There was a rabbit here, and I wish I could find a hole in the fence to get through and see it. Aha! There were some cutouts of a child to an adult, which turned out to be perfectly Gabe-sized. Oh, you're the model for this. There were some notes on the ground, which had the ability to play music in your imagination. And there was a statue that had just heard something shocking. You ain't my mother! Yes, I am! Smart, Asan. Oh, someone's used wood filler wrong. It's time for another montage. Maze time! We did it! Ah, the prize is you can leave. Your parents take you to this maze, and the prize is you can leave and find new parents. We now make our way to Blue Crystal Village, which is the Mediterranean village based on Santorini. This whole village still had Christmas decorations, even though it was January 20th. I'm definitely coming back here at Christmas time because it looks like it will be wonderful. In your coffee? What are you putting in my coffee? That's the most off-putting name I've seen in a while. Don't put anything in my coffee, just give me coffee. You probably think this place looks pretty nice. And of course, it's under construction. This is probably my favorite bit, this colorful street of buildings. They just remind me of like Neapolitan ice cream or something. Maverick's resting today, but I want to get a higher view of the Santorini-like buildings. So I'll sneakily make my way up a building nearby. Ha ha ha! Ah. As we're in Asan, we need to try some traditional Asan food. Gyeocheon chicken! Okay, we're gonna get the half leher, half boneless set. I love this robot. I love the way it spins around. Bye. I tried Hyeonchungsa's own drink, Twinkling Soda. It's Sprite. They served it just how I like it, with one singular giant ice cube. I introduced Gabe to the Gyeocheon honey chicken, which I think is the best chicken in Korea. It's incredible. After eating that chicken, we made our way to Hyeonchungsa. Hyeonchungsa is a shrine dedicated to Shin, Korea's admiral who led many victories against the Japanese. Shin is a real hero in Korea, so this is all dedicated to him. One of the sites here is a house that Shin himself lived in until he was a young man. His family then lived thereafter, and you can even drink from the same well that he drank from, with these ancient, historic, pink plastic ladles. This is a house where Shin's family lived until the 60s. My parents were born in the 60s, and can you imagine growing up in a house like this? It seems like a completely different era. Here is a place for archery, and one of those targets is so far away. If anyone can hit that, I'd be amazed. Oh wait, I think I can see someone way off in the distance with a bow and arrow. What do they do? Let's see who can guess where I'm going next time. Leave a comment where you think I'm going, and I'll give a gold medal to who is correct. And I'll see you next time, next Sunday for the next episode. See you there!